Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we are going to be talking about Logan Paul because over the last few days a lot more criticism has been coming his way, and this is all really stemming from an incident that really took place about 2 or so years ago now at this point. Many of you may remember that Logan Paul was wrapped up in a massive controversy surrounding his NFT project called CryptoZoo, which was an animated project that he had basically promoted and built and whatnot, and marketed to his fans as some sort of like digital game basically where, you buy one of these NFTs or whatever and it like hatches into some sort of animal like Pokemon kind of thing or whatever, and the rarer I guess your CryptoZoo animal is, the more money that it was worth or whatever, right? And let's just go ahead and get it clear here, man. This is definitely not Logan's first controversy. This is not the first time that people have pointed out that he's done something completely messed up here, right? So even though all of this really kind of started 2 or so years ago, we're going to be taking a look at an article from the New York Post that came out yesterday, basically alleging that Logan Paul still has not refunded fans over the failure of this entire CryptoZoo project. So if you don't remember, the CryptoZoo project didn't actually really go that far, right? Like a whole bunch of people, thousands of people even, bought into this entire thing and believed in Logan on this project and whatnot, and nothing really ever came of it. The game never really got fully developed or whatever. The NFTs are probably worthless at this point. I don't really know. I never bought into, I don't know. I was never one of those people that bought into NFTs and bought that kind of stuff. I kind of skipped that whole trend. I didn't really like it. I didn't really believe in it all that much. And this is a perfect example here of just why I didn't want to get involved in shit like this, man. Like, so many influencers and actors, actresses, celebrities, all these different people in Hollywood, right, have all just been getting exposed for running these massive NFT scams and promoting NFT ripoffs. Some of them have even been investigated, and I'm pretty sure even possibly fined, if I remember correctly, by the federal government because of all of this. Because as it turns out, it's not legal to start an NFT project people can invest in and then just kind of walk away, right? So YouTube star, boxer, and wrestler Logan Paul is no stranger to controversy. He's promoted alleged UFO videos, that's not really huge, and the questionable energy drink Prime, which New York Senator Chuck Schumer is now calling on the FDA to investigate. He once posted videos showing a dead body in Japan's Aokigahara suicide forest and drew the ire of PETA, who gives a fuck, after videos showed him tasering 2 dead rats and performing CPR on a koi fish. Okay, never mind. That is a little wild. Actually, I don't remember that, but anyway. But some have also called the 28-year-old, who boasts 23.6 million YouTube subscribers, 25.9 million followers on Instagram, and 17.7 million followers on TikTok, a crypto scam artist. In the fall of 2021, Paul announced CryptoZoo, an animated NFT project reportedly inspired by Pokemon and marketed as, quote, a really fun game that makes you money. For just over $1,100, users would be able to, quote, hatch and, quote, breed, collect, and trade exotic animal hybrids on the blockchain, according to Coinbase. The rarer the animal, the higher the daily yield of in-game currency Zoo tokens earn. So as you can probably infer from all of the information here, this little NFT project, CryptoZoo here, never actually worked out, right? This little, quote, game that makes you money or whatever, right, never actually formulated, and all the people who got behind this entire thing basically kind of just got screwed. And I mean, they weren't getting screwed for like $3 or $4, right? It says just over $1,100. So people were putting up thousands of dollars potentially to buy into the CryptoZoo project with the guise that, oh, this will end up making you money. You buy your PokeZoo or CryptoZoo, whatever egg right now, you hatch your animal, and if you get a rare animal, you get your, and this really happened years ago, as it says in the article, fall of 2021, it's, summer 2023 now, so, oh, Optimus, why are we talking about this now? Why is this a big deal now? Well, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but after the first round of people getting pissed off about this whole CryptoZoo project not really getting any attention, Logan Paul got a bunch of controversy online for it. He's being criticized from pretty much every angle until he was forced to basically come out and announce that he would be basically refunding people who bought into the project and that he was going to be giving money back out and, trying to fix the wrongs that were done with this entire project, right? And this is mostly because of the lawsuit. There was actually a pretty big class action lawsuit filed against him by a bunch of the people who bought into the CryptoZoo project because, well, he basically ripped them off and just walked away and acted like, nothing ever happened, right? Just a little mishap with our CryptoZoo project, right? Who knows, man? The initial 10,000 NFTs immediately sold out, but the game never materialized. To this day, no game actually exists. Investors were and still are furious. In January, Paul, who is worth a reported $245 million, unveiled a $1.5 million recovery plan to compensate displeased investors, saying he wanted to, quote, offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game, as well as promising to finish the game. 1 month later, a number of investors filed a class action lawsuit against both CryptoZoo and Paul, alleging that Paul and members of the CryptoZoo team stole millions of dollars from investors via a fraudulent venture. Named plaintiffs in the lawsuit declined to speak to the Post, citing fear of retaliation. So I just thought that was interesting to point out, right? This is a guy who is reportedly worth $250 million with a B dollars, right? He has pretty much fuck you money. Let's just call it what it is here, right? Like $245 million. Most people probably couldn't really spend that if they wanted to, right? Like, you gotta think the average person in America makes like, what, $55,000 or something like that a year? And this guy is sitting on $245 million. He's never gonna have to, go work in a McDonald's flipping McDoubles, like he's never gonna have to go hit the oil fields for a job, right? So you would think, right, if you have all that money, you wouldn't feel the need to like scam your fans and like try to rip people off and shit. But once again, man, Logan Paul is one of those kinds of people, bro. He just doesn't care. And that's what's really sad about stories like this. You see these influencers and shit get caught up in this, man, and it just shows like money makes people do really weird and disgusting things. Like no matter how rich these people are, no matter how well off they are, how little they really have to care about working or anything, they'll still go out of their way to do horrible shit like this. Like this is, if you think about it, just disgusting, because these people who invested into this CryptoZoo project largely were fans of Logan Paul, right? Were people who believed in him. People believing that he was, gonna follow through with this. And, a lot of people throughout this whole thing have been like, oh, if you believed in Logan Paul or any of these other influencers, you deserve to lose your money. And I get why people say things like that, because, like I said, you were never fooling me with this shit. I was never buying no CryptoZoo NFT, but I'm not gonna sit around and, blame the victims of this crime, right? When very obviously Logan Paul knew what he was doing. And still to this day knows exactly what he's doing. And I mean, let's just say how it is here, right? Like, are we really sure that a man who has $245 million plus in the bank, is a WWE star now? You're telling me he can't pull $1.5 million out to fix the wrongs that he's basically done to these people? He could if he wanted to. He could if it mattered to him. He could if he felt like he had to, but he doesn't. He doesn't feel any of those things. Even though there's a huge lawsuit that is, basically trying to catch his ass over this whole thing, right? Even though he's getting all of this flack in the media and online, right? We still haven't seen him try to fix this. Paul and others behind with CryptoZoo made the business decision to forego an expensive and time-consuming process to create a functional CryptoZoo game or support it, and instead deliberately undertook a scheme to defraud plaintiff and other consumers, claimed the ongoing lawsuit. The suit might have never materialized without the work of Stephen CoffeeZilla Findison, a man who investigates online scams for a living. For well over a year, Findison, a self-styled internet detective, has been looking into the CryptoZoo venture. In December of 2022, he published a 3-part series on YouTube alleging the many ways in which the NFT project had failed its investors and interviewing dozens of individuals who claimed to have lost money. One of the worst affected individuals was an Australian who lost close to $335,000 US. He asked his name not be used out of fear of retaliation. So you notice how throughout this whole thing, right, the people who are suing Logan Paul are very often not deciding to go public with any of their personal details because they're afraid that he or his fans or whatever are going to retaliate against them, right? Like, imagine that being your reputation online, bro. Imagine people, like, when they talk about you being like, yeah, we don't want to talk about him because we're afraid he might retaliate. Like you're some sort of fucking scumbag or something. And like, let's be honest here, bro. Like, this guy is out here defrauding all these people and is just acting as if nothing happened, right? Like, that is a very fucking scummy thing to do, man. And very, very, very few people try to defend shit like this by, oh, well, you know, if you're dumb enough to fall into the trap, why shouldn't these guys, you know, scam people? Why shouldn't they make these NFT projects and rip people off? I don't know, dude. Maybe something called a fucking moral compass. Like, it's weird how people online try to justify anything happening as long as there's money involved, right? Like, oh yeah, this dude worth $250 million scammed a bunch of people, but I'm a cocksucker, right? Like, I'm over here just glurping the shaft, doing tricks on it, stacking donuts on it, just gobbling his meat. So, I mean, he's making money though, bro. So, meanwhile, this is the same guy assembling your fucking $5 footlong at Subway, and he's defending this guy living in a gated mansion, stealing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from people through fraudulent projects, right? So, you would obviously think that with everything that's kind of went on surrounding this, all of the negative publicity, that Logan Paul would want to just clear everything up, considering he's trying to like grow Prime into a legitimate brand, like a beverage brand. And that's facing its own trials as of right now. You know, the energy drink portion of Prime is under a lot of criticism, and there's a lot of investigations being called for into it and whatnot. You would think with all this negative publicity around him, where he's getting hit from every angle by everybody, you'd think he'd just want to fucking clear some of this up and just fix the problem. But no, that would be too easy. That would be the right thing to do. Why would you do the right thing, of course, you know? Now, one thing I've been kind of like wondering here, because you know how the legal system works, right? Like, when it comes to lawsuits and like all this other shit, right? Like, there's just such a weird like song and dance that gets played. And oftentimes when you're on the defensive side of litigation like this, your lawyer or your legal team advises you to just like not do anything pertaining to the case. So I'm wondering if like Logan Paul's legal team was like, hey, put any sort of payouts or whatever on hold until this whole lawsuit thing's go over. That way it doesn't make you look guilty by giving the money back or whatever. I don't know. Even if that's the case, right, it's still not doing the right thing. And it's still fucked up. Like, I understand people, once again, who say like, oh, you fell for it. You bought into a Logan Paul NFT, right? But I just am not going to sit around and blame victims for falling into like pit traps set up by people who are worth 9 figures, right? Like, that's just fucking pathetic. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lick the fucking boots of some guy who's worth more than like 3,000 families combined who bought into this project. That's so cringy to me, bro. Like, I just can't do that. It feels like it's not hard to just do the right thing, right? Like, he knows what the right thing to do is to just pay these people back the money that he scammed from them, but that's just not what's happening here. I don't know, man. It's such a fucked situation. Like, you see this happen so much. I mean, even like Kim Kardashian and all them got caught up in stuff like this, bro. And then now, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't hear about NFT projects anymore. I don't hear people starting new NFT projects. I don't even hear about like the major ones anymore, like the fucking Bored Apes or whatever. I don't hear about any of that stuff anymore. I don't even know if NFTs are popular at this point, right? Like, I don't know anyone still buying them. I don't know anyone still talking about them. It seems like it was kind of just a trend that came and went, right? Like, I don't know, man. With all that being said, though, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOpt. Actually, never mind, don't follow me over on Twitter at SubToOptimus. I forgot about yesterday's video. Still kind of muscle memory, my fault, everybody. But thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about the Logan Paul CryptoZoo scam and signing out.